My name is Mashabane. I work for Penreach as the Maths and Science Program Manager. Now, in Maths and Science, we work with schools and we also work with general public. Now, in the schools, we work with the teachers, we also work with the learners, the entire school body. And in general public is we just work with the everyone. It can be a journalist, it can be a parent, it can be anyone. Where we work, we go out to public spaces and we do awareness in maths and science, just for us to get a critically a public that is always engaged in maths and science. Now, when we come to schools, we work now to achieve an increase in the number of learners that are taking maths and science subject when they get to grade 10, where they have to where they have to choose subjects. Not only that, but we want to also see an increase in the number of learners, taking maths and science fields when they get to tertiary. Now, this year has been a hectic year, with COVID. What I have learned, working with schools is that one has not to forget the human element. Where now I believe that for one to be able to change, whether it be a society, whether it be a community, whether it be a school, you have to change, to look at yourself first. You have to change first. So that when you go to schools, you will be able to effect the change. It is difficult, especially now given that the schools that we work with, they are not facing the same challenges. The challenges are always different. So if you don't have the human element, it becomes difficult because you have to go deeper into the roots, into the challenges that the school is facing as a whole. And as I've mentioned, that they are facing different challenges. So it does help for one to have the human element in them. One other thing that I have learned is that as Penreach, we have continued in our support to the schools, because we are working with schools that are previously disadvantaged in disadvantaged communities, where now with COVID we had to continue doing what we call coaching and mentoring. But it has been difficult because the teachers, most of them, are computer illiterate. They are not good with computers. Now, when you go to the learners, quite a number of learners don't have what we call smartphones, so that we can be able to engage with them via your WhatsApp or continue, coaching, when we send them videos. Because as Penreach, we have took it upon ourselves to say, we have to find ways and means on how we can actually continue supporting the schools. And one of the means was, because we do practical experiments, because the schools, we know that they don't have functional laboratories. So what we have done is we have taken a series of science practical videos that are DOE prescribed, meaning they are described from the Department of Education. And for us to now to be able to send to the learners, we have realized that quite a number of them couldn't access the videos simply because of not having the smartphone. If they have the smartphone, they don't have data. Now, it's not only the learners but also the teachers. A number of them not able to sacrifice, use their money to buy data. So that for us, it has been a challenge, in continuing to support the schools as we normally support them. Now, with COVID, one now has learned that you always have to be knowledgeable. You always have to keep advancing yourself in terms of education, and know what is happening in the educational space, know what is happening in the world, so that it becomes easier for you when you go out to the communities, when you go out to the schools, to share the information. Now, that has now to say one has to be very, very patient, because if you don't have the patience, I believe we could have given up as Penreach in saying we can't reach the teachers, we are finding it difficult, to reach the learners as well, so we might as well give up. But because we had the patient, we managed to continue, and we have seen the year 2020.